It's recording from my end. So
Okay.
I will also,
Right.
okay, dapat kan? Okay.
Right.
So briefly, a little bit of background of our speakers today. Yeah. The thing is not working properly. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I'll introduce Arifin, batch Forensic Science keempat kan? If I'm not mistaken.
Batch 5 kot. Batch 5.
Kelima. Batch kelima. Oh, okay.
Masuk 2004, so batch number 5 lah.
Number 5, betul lah tu. Yeah, okay. I think it's number 5. So you have a bachelor's degree from the University of London 2012. That is your LLB. Completed CLP in 2013. You've done your chambering at Messrs. Shern, Dallamore and Co. And then you were called to the bar in 2014. You did your legal practice at Messrs. Chan, Lim and Associate, for handling, responsible for handling running down matters, insurance claims, and you actually have a lot of experience. Looking into your CV from since 2014 so on to 2020, dah buat 6 tahun juga lah. You also left your legal practice and joined the Attorney General Chambers. So this is good news for us forensic science. We have someone in the law at a high up level. So kalau apa-apa hal, you know mana cari bantuan lah ya, alumni kita hari ini. Sedikit latar belakang bagi yang hadir hari ini. Selain daripada Arifin, is of course we have Wali dengan Jonathan. Jonathan is now in Japan. Jonathan, you batch 7 eh? 8.
I think I joined in batch in 2012, so probably it's the 13th batch. If
13 or 14. Oh yeah. And Rizwan is actually your senior. Kan, Rizwan?
Yep.
Yeah, betul.
Yeah.
I'm the 7th batch.
7th batch. Oh yeah, okay, I got it wrong. So Jonathan spent a month in the US. That must be really awesome. Furthering your study in Japan, just like Rizwan also furthering study in UK. Rizwan punya background, you did something with forensic accountancy kan? Dengan negara at one time. You had worked with Sam Derby as well. So now in UK, you're doing what subject?
I'm doing more to like financial crime regarding
Financial crime. Interesting. This is totally different from Jonathan kan? Jonathan, you do a lot of lab work?
Yes, I'm working on more wet lab.
So this is a very good opportunity for our alumni to please be with us until the end. And of course, our moderator for today is Wali, Dr. Wali, who's been with us daripada degree sampailah ke PhD dekat USM. Tetap setia dengan USM. So many of you already know this. You're familiar with all these of our alumni of forensic science. So without further ado, I would like to hand over to Wali.
Yes, terima kasih kepada semua yang hadir. Alhamdulillah kita dah ada 10 partisipan dan banyak daripada adik-adik junior dan juga abang kakak senior. Okay, untuk pengetahuan semua, ini adalah satu sesi perkongsian alumni sains forensik yang pertama yang diadakan. Hasil daripada idea Dr. Gianshina sendiri. Waktu dia dalam perjalanan balik daripada shopping. Okay. Saya pun tengah tengok TV masa tu. So, sebenarnya yalah baguslah untuk kita memulakan sesuatu dan kalau boleh kita jadikan ni sebagai satu acara tahunan dan lebih ramai lagi alumni yang kita boleh ajak kita sama. Sebabnya sebenarnya ramai lagi. Tapi kita bawa hari ni yang paling awal sekali yang approach saya yang sudi. Lepas ni kalau tak ada sudi saya kena approach dia orang lah pula. Okay, alright.
Kita hari ni santai-santai.
Okay, santai je. Okay, right. Saya pun berdebar agak sebab first time saya jadi moderator ni. Dr. Gianshina tak apa, dia dah Biasa bercakap dekat TV, radio semua. Okey, jadi saya nak tujukan satu soalan kepada Ipin, saudara Arifin ya. Okay, kejap.
Lama orang nak panggil nama tu.
Okey ya. Okey,
Okey.
sebagai panel yang paling senior lah pada hari ini ya. Boleh tak saudara Ipin cerita perjalanan kerjaya sejak bergraduasi sehingga menjadi seorang peguam hari ini? Okey, silakan Ipin.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Boleh dengar?
Alhamdulillah boleh. Jelas.
Mula-mula sekali saya kena minta maaf dulu sebab saya orang Penang. Jadi bila saya bercakap tu dia akan keluar logat-logat utara lah. Tapi harap mudah difahami. Baik. Saya masuk Sains Forensik 2004. Graduate 2008. So after graduation, before convocation, handpick untuk masuk ke McLaren Saksama Malaysia Senyap Berhad. That is a private company yang buat insurance adjuster. So I was first as an insurance adjuster. Insurance adjuster ni dia banyak guna skill investigation yang kita belajar. Dulu during my time forensic science banyak subjek-subjek pasal investigation. So we are looking into a lot of investigation skills untuk bantu insurance company. So we are the adjusters lah untuk quantify dan bantu insurance company untuk tengok apa yang berlaku. Contohnya kilang tu terbakar. Contoh, kalau kilang tu terbakar, kamilah yang akan pergi untuk tengok sama ada kilang itu terbakar disebabkan apa. So we are like the private part of the PDRM. Sebab obviously muka macam ni memang tak boleh masuk PDRM lah kan. Memang banyak syarat-syarat yang gagal. Kan? To state the obvious. So memang tak boleh masuk kat situ. Memang tak boleh masuk kat situ. So the passion is always in investigation. Dapat masuk ke adjusting company. So adjusting company ni pula, dia ada banyak arm. Dia ada banyak pecahan-pecahan bidang-bidang. Banyak pertolongan yang diperlukan. When I was there, a lot of matters yang kita outsource to private company, forensic investigating private company. So one of it is approved forensic Sembilan Berhad. Approved forensic Sembilan Berhad is one of the forensic private company forensic investigation. So when I was in McLaren adjusting insurance adjuster, I was handpicked by that person, the managing director of that private company itu. Dia bagi tahu kata you are better off in KL. Dia cakap lah. So when he said to me, I was better off in KL doing real forensic investigation, private company. So I was there. I went there. When I went there for about 5 years kot. 5 years of my life doing private forensic investigation. Sampai satu tahap tu saya tengok fire investigation lah, contoh yang paling senang. Sampai saya tengok asap tu color apa, saya dah tahu dah apa sebab fire tu. Sampai dah tahap tu lah. So bila kita dah sampai ke tahap tu dalam company yang buat investigation, kita akan masuk court, kan? So application of law in court is what forensic science is all about. So bila saya dipanggil untuk bagi expert evidence dalam mahkamah di Malaysia, and then I looked at the lawyers yang tanya soalan-soalan tu, ni macam tak ada background yang kita ada. So rugilah.
Tanya soalan
because soalan dia memang macam are you serious? Seriously asking me this question? You should be asking that question. Tapi that's the issue because dia tak tahu apa yang dia nak tanya. So I made a promise to myself. I can do better than them. Then. So I made a promise to myself. I further my study. I cari cara untuk jadi lawyer. Tapi my promise was, kalau I fail even one time, that's it. Lawyer is not my cup of tea lah, in a way. Lepas tu I sambung lah, I cari external program because then I was working kan with that private investigating company. So I went for evening classes. Petang-petang 6 PM sampai 9:30 PM. And then start my legal punya pursuit of education. First year pass, lepas tu masuk second year pass, lepas tu masuk final year pun pass, dapat second upper pula. So macam all the lecturers are telling me it's divine calling. That's what they say lah. Lepas tu also handpick. I got handpick a lot lah. Masa during my final year tu, I was handpicked into chambering dekat satu law firm yang terbesar di Malaysia. Sean Delamore. Sean Delamore ni dia memang banyak buat benda-benda yang pergi ke mahkamah untuk kes-kes yang melibatkan insurance fraud. Banyak. So, when I did my chambering there, I start doing my court cases. My first case, I cross-examine my boss yang adjuster dulu. Lepas tu, when he was there, because that was about 8-9 years, the lapse of 8-9 years lah, lebih kurang kan. So when my previous boss was there, lepas tu in the kandang saksi tu, giving evidence, I asked questions which are really on point. So hakim tu sampai kata macam, how do you know to ask all these questions? So start daripada situ, I build up my rapport, and then I don't only do civil cases, criminal cases pun banyak juga. And when I start diversing my field dalam law, banyak criminal cases yang I buat pun, at the end of the day, masa trial dekat dalam court, ramai saksi-saksi yang masuk dalam kandang saksi tu, people yang I kenal. Contohnya kan kita ada final year, kita ada practical dengan PDRM. Kita juga ada practical dengan JKM. So sekarang ni banyak yang depa-depa itulah yang saya akan tanya soalan. Sampai depa jadi macam takutlah untuk nak berdepan. So that's my life experience lah. So I wouldn't say that what I'm doing right now lari jauh sangat daripada forensic science, no. Tapi for me lah, the curriculum of the forensic science degree made me able to look into the bigger picture. Dia bagi kat I satu benda yang kecil, minute, macam contoh circumstantial evidence kan. We can look satu tu kita boleh nampak banyak. Banyak tu pula kita boleh jadikan satu. That's the speciality of my experience in forensic science lah.
Okey Pen, terbaik. Nampaknya apa yang kita belajar masa kita degree dulu, sains forensik tu sangat banyak diaplikasikan dalam kehidupan saudara Ipin sebagai seorang peguam, dan dia juga ditanya oleh kita panggil apa? Orang mahkamah tu rasa Ipin ni sesuatu yang berbeza kan. Sebab dia boleh tanya soalan yang signifikan tentang kes tersebut. Berbanding dengan orang lain yang ada background tentang sains forensik. Okey, soalan yang sama juga saya nak tujukan kepada saudara Wanji ataupun saudara Rizwan. Okey, untuk pengetahuan semua, saudara Rizwan sekarang ni berada di UK. Dan salji dekat sana. Okey, saya ulang balik soalan yang sama. Okey, boleh kita saudara Rizwan ataupun Wanji ceritakan perjalanan selepas bergraduasi daripada USM sehinggalah boleh sampai ke UK. Sebab saya dengar saudara Wanji ni adalah orang besar di dalam Bank Negara Malaysia. Okey, silakan Wanji.
Besar badan juga. Okey, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Saya lebih dikenali dengan nama Wanji lah di mana-mana pun, sebab nama Rizwan ni agak common kan. Nama Wanji tu datang daripada nama saya combine dengan nama ayah saya sendiri, Rizwan Kunji Koya. So jadinya Wanji di situ. Dan kalau orang sebut Wanji, insya-Allah kenal lah. Kalau Rizwan memang ramai orang tak kenal. Okey. Bermula dengan kerjaya saya join Forensic Science USM pada tahun 2006. Graduated in 2010. Junior 2 tahun dengan Cik Arifin ni. Jadi saya kira banyak juga saya spend masa dengan Cik Arifin ni sampailah kami bekerja bersama di Approve Forensics. Jadinya apa yang Cik Arifin cerita tadi tu, I saw his struggle lah during his evening classes apa semua. Saya nampak benda tu. Tapi saya bekerja dengan dia tak lama. In Approve Forensics lebih kurang dalam 3 bulan. 3 bulan saja. And then saya dapat peluang untuk bekerja di Sains Berhad. Okay. So I was in Sains Berhad for the period of lebih kurang dalam 4.5 years. Okay, in Sains Berhad, basically, let me tell you about my background experience first. Overall, I have like around 10 years of experience working in private sectors, multinational conglomerate industry, for example, Sains and also financial institution regulator, in which Bank Negara Malaysia, okay, which specialize in financial crime, fraud investigation, anti-money laundering, counter financing of terrorism, investigation, financial crime, and also macro surveillance, and also analysis, risk management, also compliance. Basically totally different dengan apa yang kita semua ada experience di sini lah. Okay, and I akan go through like the stepping stone kenapa I pilih bidang ni nanti. And then like I said just now, I started my career in 2010 as a junior apprentice in Approve Forensics. That's where I met again with Encik Arifin at the point of time. And in 2011, I joined Sains Berhad, and I gained significant level of internal audit. I was an internal auditor, come audit investigator in Sains Berhad. I was not sure why I was picked by Sains back then, sebab nak ikutkan memang tak ada langsung background in accounting or finance. Tapi I was told that they want something different different kind of thinking in the company at that point of time, because they were actually doing operational audit as well. So dia nak tengok in terms of cara pemikiran orang di luar kotak daripada kotak accounting and also finance. So that was the reason why they picked me. And bila dah 4 tahun lebih di Sains, I was actually I was assigned as a team leader untuk audit review yang berkaitan dengan oil palm plantation and also oil palm industry, upstream and also downstream operations, and also human resources. And in 2015, I got an offer to join Bank Negara Malaysia, in which I have actually extensively gained experience in financial investigation and also intelligence. I also led a team in raiding exercises yang berkaitan dengan investigation, financial investigation, and also I have significant experience in managing financial intelligence projects, like for example, financial fraud and scams. And I was also a part of coordinating and leading international level projects on anti-money laundering and also counter financing of terrorism, and also United Nations sanctions against high-risk jurisdictions, for example, Iran and also North Korea, yang berkaitan dengan financial scheme yang lebih berkaitan dengan nuclear projects, everything. So we have to make sure yang all the transactions keluar dan masuk daripada Iran dan North Korea tu is being monitored, and I was actually part of the team as well. And currently I'm the permanent member of Certified Fraud Examiner and also the Internal Auditors of Malaysia. Dan sekarang ni saya berada di UK untuk for my PhD in financial crime yang berkaitan dengan taxation, more to like tobacco taxation and also tobacco smuggling into Malaysia, because almost everybody knows that tobacco smuggling in Malaysia is the highest in the world right now. It's actually constitute more than 55% of the market share right now. So that's why I'm here to do this kind of investigation in terms of tobacco smuggling into Malaysia, and also research on the tax gap of the tobacco tax. I was actually funded by the Bloomberg to come here and to study, and I'm one of the students in Southeast Asia to be called for this kind of study in the UK, and I'll be here for around 4 years, macam tu, lebih kurang. So, and because of that, I have to take study leave from Bank Negara Malaysia, and insyaAllah, kalau katakanlah tak ada halangan, I'll be joining Bank Negara Malaysia back in 2024.
Alright, daripada penceritaan dia, kita nampak selepas kita bergraduasi daripada USM nanti, sebenarnya tak semestinya kita hanya menuju kepada Jabatan Kimia Malaysia dan juga PDRM yang sebelum ni kita buat praktikal dekat situ. Tapi kalau kita tengok kita punya alumni ni banyak yang bekerja di boleh saya katakan Wan Ji ni bekerja di luar daripada apa yang kita belajar kat dalam sains forensik. Kita tak belajar
Forensic accounting.
Okay, forensic accounting memang kita tak tawarkan dalam ni. Tapi Wan Ji, dia boleh berenang dalam lautan orang lain dan menjadi one of top person.
It was quite a struggle. It was quite a struggle sebenarnya masa in 2011 when I joined SAIMDABI. Pada masa yang sama saya buat Masters in Forensic Accounting and Financial Criminology. And pada masa tu sampaikan nak kena ada interview session untuk saya because saya langsung tak ada background in accounting at all. So dia panelist tu memang risau kan, boleh kau buat apa semua ni because it is totally different than what you are doing right now. So saya pun cakap dengan panelist tu, to be fair, cakap dengan dia, I will just give it a try. If let's say kalau first semester saya tak boleh survive, so that's it. And then memang first semester tu I was struggling sampaikan I had to buy a book on accounting for dummies because I didn't know at all apa profit and loss statement and then tangible and intangible asset, what are these, memang tak tahu apa. So I had to study from scratch for the purpose of
banyak yang term-term yang saya tak faham sebenarnya.
nak lepaskan the first semester tu, alhamdulillah I graduated and also one of the best students in the class, alhamdulillah, and I survived.
Itulah yang dikatakan kalau pecahkan ruyung mana kan dapat sagunya. Okay. Alright, Manji. Kita sekarang
Alright.
ni kita bagi okay, saya perkenalkan seorang lagi panel kita, Jonathan. Last saya jumpa dia secara fizikal, saya ingat saya di dalam lab forensik lah. Kalau semua orang boleh
Ya.
ingat lagi lab forensik lah. Kalau Puan Fizah ada kat sini ya, dia adalah person in charge untuk lab forensik. Di bawah kelolaan Jonathan ni, John ni dia di bawah kelolaan Dr. Nur Hasinawati kalau saya tak silap lah waktu final year
Ya,
project dia.
betul.
Okey, John. Untuk John, masih lagi soalan yang sama. Boleh tak
Okey.
John ceritakan perjalanan macam mana boleh sampai ke Jepun sekarang ni? Dan sebelum sampai ke Jepun, apa yang John dah buat?
Okay,
Okey, silakan
so
John.
terima kasih Dr. Wali dan Dr. Gash untuk opportunity ini. So saya tak adalah apa yang experience kerja-kerja macam tu. Saya ni lepas grad 2019, saya terus start master dekat Jepun ni 2017. So saya masih lagi student, tak ada lagi pengalaman kerja dekat luar sana. So apa yang saya tengah buat di Japan ni, saya buat master dengan PhD. So master saya grad last year. So dalam lab yang sama, nama lab saya Organ Developmental Engineering. So sebelum saya datang ke Jepun, saya rasanya ada seorang yang saya perlu bagi tahu terima kasih kepada iaitu Dr. Hilmi, who is my penasihat akademik. So what he did was dekat USM dengan my current university, which is Nara Institute of Science and Technology, kita ada some interaction, some agreement in between these two universities, and then we are in USM. They are sending students every year over here. So masa tu ada opportunity ini, Dr. Himi bagi tahu saya dalam kalangan semua pensyarah, dia orang dapat message untuk Max Scholarship, which is funding me right now, Ministry of Education in Japan, which is funding me to send me over to Japan. So Dr. Hilmi yang bagi tahu saya ada opportunity ini. So saya fikir, susahlah saya ni budak forensik nak pergi study biology, macam tak kena langsung. Tapi masa final year project tu, saya buat DNA work dengan Dr. Linda. So saya suka lah apa yang benda DNA extraction tu, buat PCR, buat analysis dekat gel, semua tu saya buat. So datang sini, so in January of 2017, so I came over here for a 1 week internship period. So it was all funded by the Ministry of Education in Japan. So, and when I was here, honestly speaking, I do not have the confidence to say I want to join which laboratory. So because all of them, they were all very pure biologists. So I remember one question I was given during the interview session was, define protein domain. Dalam kabut lah saya ni, aku pun tak tahu apa tu protein domain. Yang benda tu belajar masa second year, teknik molecular biology. Ya, yang course yang tu yang memang tu. Yang masa tu Dr. Sharum, Prof. Sharum. Ya, masa tu saya subjek gila, semua orang tahu. Ya, subjek ni saya pun tak tahu kenapa subjek ni saya bukan excel dalam subjek ni pun, tapi saya suka. So datang sampai sini, so saya pick. Saya dapat buat beberapa pilihan untuk lab mana yang saya nak sertai. So saya pick lab ni, Organ Developmental Engineering. So buatlah masters dengan sekarang tengah buat my second year in PhD. So hopefully I'll be finishing in another 1 year and maybe 10 months. Yeah. But what I really wanted to say is that even though I'm not in the same field like abang-abang yang cerita tadi semua tu, but the important thing that I learned during the 4 years course is that even though I'm working in the lab now, in the lab setting, but everything that I'm doing really was gained during the 4 years degree. Say for example, like we do an experiment. the most important thing is that we record. Dia sama saja dengan crime scene investigation, cost crime scene investigation. Semua tu kita kena ambil gambar evidence, recordkan evidence semua tu kena buat. If it's not in our lab notebook, it is not an experiment you have conducted. Simple as that. Yeah. So that's about it from me. So I guess back to you, Dr. Wali.
Okay, alright. Terima kasih John. Okay, itulah saya pun sendiri tak banyak pengalaman macam abang-abang yang kurang lagi tu. Saya pun lebih kurang macam John. Selepas daripada graduate sebagai seorang ijazah saya buat master. Lepas tu saya buat PhD. Lebih kurang perjalanan saya pun lebih kurang macam John. Cuma John punya langkah lebih sampai ke Jepun. Saya sampai ke Kubang Kerian sahaja. Okey. Terima kasih John. Sekarang ni kita masuk ke pusingan yang kedua. Kita akan berbalik kepada saudara Ipin. Okey Ipin, apa pandangan tentang sebagai graduan sains forensik pada masa kini dan akan datang? Adakah ia masih lagi relevan? Tapi kebanyakannya ramai yang mengatakan bahawa bila saya tanya majikan, orang kata, oh daripada sains forensik, wah hebatnya. Tapi kejap nak kerja sebagai apa kat sini? Jadi macam bila dengar nama sains forensik tu, hebat. Tapi tak ada penempatan. Okey, saya nak tanya kepada saudara Ipin, apakah pendapat dia tentang kerjaya sebagai graduan sains forensik pada masa sekarang dan juga mungkin ada pendapat pada masa akan datang.
Okay, thank you very much. Very good question. Kita kena tanya balik soalan. Kalau orang, tengah azan. Kita kena tanya balik soalan. Kalau orang yang tanya dekat kita, interviewer yang tanya dekat kita tu, oh hebatnya sains forensik, nak kerja sebagai apa? We have to ask the question, kenapa kita join that interview? Interview yang kita pergi tu kerja apa? So we have to know, because from my experience daripada graduate tahun 2008, semua interview kerja yang saya pergi, and I've been to a lot, termasuklah juga dengan jadi pegawai tadbir dekat kerajaan negeri Pulau Pinang. Banyak interview yang masuk, bukan PTD, bawah PTD. Sebab PTD is Federal Police State. Macam tu dah lebih kurang. So a lot of interview yang I pergi, I got asked that question, oh sains forensik hebatnya, but I was never turned down. Tak pernah tak dapat. So you have to really ask yourself, kenapa you pergi interview? Because a lot of my batch, ada yang jadi cikgu, ada yang jadi cikgu, ada yang ramai lah, yang dekat jabatan kimia pun banyak ramai juga. Pegawai bomba ada seorang, fire investigator. Sepot. Lepas tu ada banyak juga yang sama PhD, itu memang banyak lah. Tapi itulah, kalau kita cakap pasal the relevancy of this degree program, to me it is very very relevant, because dia macam John cakap tadi lah, it sets our mind. Apa yang kita belajar dalam masa 4 tahun ni, it really sets our mind into macam mana kita nak bawa diri kita in real life. So we have to, you janganlah ikut duduk dalam kotak tu, no. Because you have the platform tau. So for me, the degree in forensic science ni, dia bonus. With this degree, you nak pergi mana pun boleh. You nak pergi sains boleh, you nak pergi accounting pun boleh, You nak pergi law pun boleh. You nak pergi pentadbiran pun boleh. You have that. So you have to know how to use this gift. Kalau tidak dia macam kita kena tahu lah macam mana nak guna kan. So relevant is very relevant because for me this forensic science degree is not just another degree, tak. Banyak ke what's the issue now? Banyak yang tak dapat kerja.
Banyak yang tak dapat kerja dan bekerja di luar bidang.
Banyak yang tak dapat kerja dan bekerja di luar bidang. Has the curriculum changed? Tak juga kan?
Ini memang ada penambahbaikan setiap berapa Dr. Gas, saya tak ingat, 5 tahun ke kurikulum kita akan sekiranya diperlukan oleh keadaan semasa lah, kita akan ubah. Mungkin ada subjek-subjek atau kursus-kursus yang dah tak diperlukan lagi, so kita akan buanglah kursus-kursus ni dan kita akan tambah kursus-kursus baru.
Sorry to ask. Intake setiap tahun is still less than 30 lah kan?
Ya, lebih
Satu
kurang
kelas
30.
kurang. Lebih kurang lah. So the demand is still there. For me, forensic science degree ni dia mampu membuka mata interviewer. That's to me. Because macam Wali cakap tadi, wow, forensic science. Hebatnya. So we have to know how to use that. Tak bolehlah kita guna against us kan?
Okay, betul. Saudara ada satu. Okay, terima kasih. Saya suka ayat daripada saudara Ipin tadi. Sebenarnya degree forensik ni adalah satu bonus sebab kita belajar banyak benda. Kita belajar bio, kita belajar fizik, kita belajar kimia. Jadi kita punya pengetahuan tu sebenarnya luas. Cumanya mungkin minat kita yang mengecilkan kita punya kejaya. Sebab mungkin minat kita tu terarah kepada satu tempat kan. Jadi bila kita nak apa yang kita minat tapi tak dapat, and then tak seperti yang diharapkan. Ingatkan sains forensik ni macam dalam CSI yang dalam TV. So macam bila belajar sini, semua jadi lambat, semua jadi manual ni, kenapa kan? Okay.
Kalau benda tu, let me add just a little bit. Kalau memang kita terpengaruh dengan CSI, Las Vegas lah, Miami lah, yang buka-buka spek macam tu lah. So benda tu semua adalah drama TV. So when we are looking into real life organisation, memang tak macam tu. Forensik dekat Malaysia ni, if you want to be that level, dia kena masuk PDRM. Tapi kalau nak masuk PDRM, you have to first be a police officer. Nak jadi police officer, you have to have the build. Spek pun dah tak boleh dah. Tangan bengkok pun dah tak boleh dah. So the way that you think, you have to, it's a matter of mindset lah. It's a matter of mindset. You have something special in your hand, tapi because of your mindset tu, you tak guna, you tak really fulfill its usage kan, rugilah. Ada soalan nak jawab terus
kita
kan nanti.
ada soalan. Macam mana kita punya
Ada soalan tapi kita tunggu sampai habis dulu. Kita kumpul semua soalan.
okay, alright. So Wan Ji, saudara Rizwan, apa pendapat saudara Wan Ji berkenaan dengan kejaya graduan sains forensik sekarang ni?
Okay, firstly, thank you for the question. Saya akan berfikir benda yang sama macam Cik Arifin sebab we have been through, quite a lot walaupun nak ikutkan 10 tahun je experience dalam bidang kerjaya yang berkaitan dengan life masing-masing. Tapi pada saya, if let's say you know how to use the advantage, you can go very far. Itu je. Because one thing, jangan mengharapkan yang semua apa yang kita study tu akan bawa kepada bidang kerjaya. Tak. Kalau nak ikutkan, banyak je macam engineer semua tu buat kerja lain. Kalau betul-betul nak ikutkan, I would say one of the prominent courses yang betul-betul membawa kepada kerjaya ialah memang medicine je lah, apa lagi yang lain. You have to be graduated in medicine, in medical to be a doctor. Tak boleh lah macam you ada engineering punya background, you jadi doktor after that. I mean medical doctor. Tapi kalau untuk kita, we are actually diversified lah. Kita nak kena tahu apa kelebihan, contohnya macam tadi, during interview apa semua kan. Kita kena bagi tahu apa yang kita punya specialty. Contohnya, if let's say macam 4 tahun kita study forensic science ni, the one thing that we learn in this kind of course is actually on our thinking skill and also our analytical skill. These two things memang kita sangat kuat sebenarnya. And then also yang berkaitan dengan knowledge lah. Perasan tak kalau kita pergi mana-mana, orang cerita pasal apa pun kita boleh fit into all the things. Orang cerita pasal biology, chemistry ke, even law sekalipun, cerita pasal pistol apa semua tu, kita akan boleh fit into everywhere. So that's the blessing yang kita kena terima, yang memang kita kena hargai, in terms of if let's say you are seeking for any kinds of job later on. Like for myself, I memang nak kata memang 100% yang forensic science course during my 4 years in USM sangat membantu dengan kerjaya saya sekarang ni lah. Walaupun memang bidang dia lari jauh, forensic science dan forensic accounting memang langsung tak sama. Tapi the gist of the knowledge itself memang saya pakai sampailah sekarang ni. Jadi jangan ni saya pesanan saya kepada adik-adik junior yang ada ni yang baru nak melangkah ke alam pekerjaan apa semua ni, jangan pemikiran tu jangan terlalu narrow sangat. Jadinya kita kena tahu, kita kena unleash apa yang advantage yang kita ada dalam apa kita punya advantage dalam apa yang kita study sekarang ni. And kita akan bila once kita graduate nanti, kita akan tahu what is actually our kita punya kelebihan dekat situ, and use that kelebihan tu untuk impress your bakal employers, if you know what I mean. Alright, sebab sekarang ni memang katakan susah nak dapat kerja apa semua ni, yes, and ramai yang kata jangan pilih kerja apa semua, that is also true. Tapi if let's say kalau kita minat something and we strive for it, insyaAllah kita akan dapat. Tapi kita kena tahu what is our strength dekat situ, and we have to convince our bakal employers ni the strength and also what we can deliver, and spell that out in our CV. InsyaAllah benda tu akan membantu, memang sangat membantu. Alright. And then if let's say you ask me about the future of forensic science, because before we start our discussion ni tadi, during our time, mungkin masa saya dengan masa Encik Arifin ni were quite different in terms of the curriculum, and sekarang ni banyak curriculum yang dah diubah yang lebih kepada chemistry apa semua ni. And I believe walaupun ada perubahan in terms of curriculum tu, dia tak akan ubah the fundamental of the course itself. Alright, macam mana pun dia akan bentuk, tak kisahlah daripada first batch sampaikan the current batch sekarang ni, dia akan bentuk orang yang sama, in which orang-orang yang ada the same set of thinking and also the same set of skills, in which yang boleh benefit the outside world, if let's say you know what I mean. So just use the advantage yang kita ada ni untuk tunjukkan kat luar ni who we are, and we have, if let's say segala apa yang diceritakan, contohnya yang dibincangkan apa semua tu, kita fit into everywhere. So use that kind of advantage for me. Right?
Okay, alright. Terima kasih Wan Ji. Okay. So apa yang boleh saya simpulkan dari Wan Ji ni adalah kita adalah sangat istimewa. Kata-kata sama juga, kita sains forensik adalah salah satu bonus, satu program yang mempunyai bonus. Sebab kita mempunyai satu knowledge yang diverse dan kita boleh fit dekat mana-mana. Okay, alright. So untuk soalan yang sama, saya ajukan kepada saudara John berkenaan apa pendapat dia. Dia antara yang paling muda dalam antara panel-panel kita. So apa pendapat John tentang kerjaya sebagai graduan forensik pada masa ini dan akan datang?
Ya, terima kasih Dr. Wali. So, saya rasa saya memang setuju dengan dua panel yang cerita tadi. Yang forensic science it's not just about what you learn in the curriculum. It's never only about what you learn. It's always about how are you going to learn things. Because saya rasa yang semua pelajar yang ambil forensic science ni memang takkan saya question minat dalam forensic science. Memang akan ada minat, lepas tu apply dalam apply dekat course ni. Lepas tu, and it says that the fundamental of the course will never change. Yes, it's so true that even up to today, like I said just now, everything we do, it's about analyzing things and then how do you think about it? Like how did I apply the skills? One of it is when in the field of biology, most of the time we read through papers, we read journals, we read articles that other people has published. So what do we need over there is can you analyze? Can you convince yourself with the data that were presented? Are they convincing? Are the experiments enough? Are there anything else which is missing? And then you fill in the blank, you fill in the gap. That is where research comes in. That is where you put yourself in. You find your own niche in a research, and then you develop your skills and the whole interest. And satu lagi saya nak cakap itu, yang dalam course forensic science ni, dia bukan sahaja pasal content course tu, tapi benda ni yang saya nak cakap tu memang very cliche, yang Dr. Fahmi yang selalu cakap bagi tahu ke semua orang, soft skills yang tu yang kena develop. Soft skills, your leadership skills, your presentation skills. Because from what I see until now is that if you are able to do a presentation, let's say a simple PowerPoint presentation, if you are able to speak your thoughts clearly, you are able to tell people from the head to the tail of the whole story, of the whole flow, and I'm sure that you can excel in anything that you're going to do, because it deals with the way you think and the way you present, the way you communicate your ideas and your thoughts, and how are you going to summarize everything so that people can understand it easily. Yang benda yang saya cakap ni memang dah repeat banyak kali dah dalam USM ni. Saya pun dengar Dr. Fahmi ke, Dr. Gash ke, semua lecturer bagi tahu kita orang, your soft skills kena develop. But how are you going to carry yourself? That is more important. It is as important as the contents of the course. With just the head knowledge, with those know-hows, it will not bring you far enough. But you need to combine with the soft skills. This is what has been repeated always. But it's so important that I think I still want to emphasize so much on it.
Okay, right. Okay, terima kasih saudara John. Okay, so saudara John ni dia mementingkan soft skill graduan-graduan untuk membezakan di antara kita. Sebab mungkin masa kita minta kerja, mungkin semua tu adalah graduan sains forensik dan semuanya mempunyai keputusan yang lebih kurang sama. Tapi yang membezakan orang berjaya mendapat tempat pekerjaan adalah soft skill dia yang meyakinkan, saya rasa. Okay. So sebab tu saya rasa kita di universiti ada kursus-kursus universiti yang ditawarkan. Selain daripada kursus-kursus wajib sains forensik, kita ada juga kursus-kursus elektif untuk meningkatkan lagi kita punya soft skill. And then sekiranya kita kita join banyak aktiviti-aktiviti yang dijalankan oleh school ataupun hal pelajar, mungkin dari situ kita akan develop kita punya soft skill dengan lebih baik. Okay, alright. Kenangan manis. Okay, untuk pusingan yang ketiga, kita akan menceritakan benda yang kurang serius sikit. Okay, ceritakan kenangan manis semasa berada di kampus sama kenangan manis lah. Mungkin ada yang bertemu jodoh ke, banyak kenangan-kenangan manis lah. Saya pun ada kenangan manis sendiri di USM. Tapi kali ni kita nak dengar cerita kenangan manis daripada orang yang paling lama kat sini, Saudara Ipin. Okay, boleh ceritakan kenangan manis Saudara Ipin sepanjang 4 tahun berada di USM.
Banyak tu.
Boleh
Aduh.
ceritakan yang paling prominent sekali yang menyebabkan mungkin satu kampus
Betul.
boleh kenal Ipin.
Siapa tak kenal Arifin lah. Mampus dia lah. This was what? 2004, 2005, ni sekarang 2020, dah 15 tahun weh. Allahu Akbar. Kenangan manis. Pada waktu itu, saya adalah among the very very few yang ada kereta sendiri.
Klisa merah.
So klisa merah. Dia ada lagi.
PFR 2754
Oh
apa?
yo, dahsyat.
Ingat.
Boleh ingat lagi. So you know how popular I was lah with my own car. Kenangan manis. Okay lah, I don't want to go there. Kenangan yang paling saya tak boleh lupa adalah program yang dekat USM tu, I will join. Dikatalah sukat ke, thought ke, apa-apa sajalah, mesti I join. Why? Because my family members semuanya ada di Penang. Kan? So kalau ada apa-apa program dengan USM, dia akan ambil bas bawa kita semua daripada Kelantan pergi ke Penang. So bolehlah balik kampung free. Lepas tu kelas hari Ahad pukul 8 pagi adalah kelas imunisasi daripada Prof Nur Azmi.
Imunologi.
Kan? Imunologi asas. GTB 101 ke 201 ke. Kelas tu hari Ahad pukul 8 pagi. Sabtu Ahad I will always be in Penang for program. So kelas tu harap aku tak masuk.
Tak apa, one credit hour Ben.
Tapi one credit hour lah. Pass lah. With flying
Pecah
colours.
rahsia.
He knows lah. Prof Nur Azmi knows. Prof Nur Azmi punya daughter kahwin dengan my best friend dekat Penang.
Oh, okay.
So he knows. Memang hari Ahad memang dapat pelepasan pun. So memang banyak lah. The 4 years dekat PPSK, dekat USM Kubang Kerian tu memang banyak weh. Banyak
Saya dapat gambarkan sebab terlalu banyak sampai Ipin tak dapat nak pilih yang mana satu yang paling terkesan.
Because I was very active lah dekat USM Kubang Kerian tu. I am very very active.
Exco apa yang Ipin tak boleh pegang kan?
Apa jawatan tu? Gila publicity je.
Cepat.
Mencapak mencari publicity.
Sekarang ni pun sama.
Okay, alright. Okay, Wanji, apa kenangan manis sepanjang 4 tahun berada di USM?
Okay, sebab apa Dr. Wali dah tersebut tadi, pasal
Dalilah.
pasal jodoh lah, of course. Okay, I have to admit that betul saya bertemu jodoh di USM, and my wife is a speech therapist, speech pathologist, sama batch dengan saya, graduated in 2010, and because of I'm here currently UK, dia pun kena ikut dia pun kena ambil unpaid leave, and she's actually a speech pathologist in Hospital Shah Alam before she came here. And kenangan manis yang lain of course with friends lah. Sebab saya memang ada circle of friends yang quite unique among us. Ada yang kadang-kadang tu lapar pukul 3 pagi, so kami akan panjat pagar. Sebab pagar yang menghala ke PPSG dekat belakang tu memang akan dikunci pada masa dulu, masa zaman saya dulu. Because tak silap saya at one point of time ada, if not mistaken, ada kes yang berlaku di sana lah. Jadi Pak Gad memang dia akan kunci pagar belakang tu, kami akan panjat pagar belakang tu and pergi ke restoran yang memang kami idam-idamkan lah pada masa tu. Memang nasi goreng kampung pun RM1.80 pada masa tu. Tak silap saya nama dia E-Restoran, tak tahulah ada lagi tak sekarang ni. Restoran tu betul-betul berdepan dengan pintu belakang, pintu utama yang nak masuk ke hospital tu. Yang sekarang ni yang ada Bank Islam, ada RHB apa semua kat situ. The restaurant was actually there back in 2006. And memang almost setiap malam kami akan panjat pagar, keluar makan kat situ. Lebih kurang pukul 2 pagi hingga pukul 4 pagi kami akan duduk situ sampai restoran tu tutup dan kami akan patah balik ke kampus lah. And because of that, nak katakan memang kalau masuk kelas tu mata memang bengkak apa semua because tak tidur malam kan. So that was the nak katakan kenangan yang antara yang paling manis yang ada dengan kawan-kawan at that point of time lah, because that's where we built our friendship. Because 4 tahun masa undergraduate degree ni was the best time ever that we had. And kawan-kawan saya pun datang daripada background yang berlainan. Contohnya ada yang daripada Sabah, ada yang daripada orang Felda, daripada Perak, and masing-masing nak kata senang pun tak, susah. So kami senang dan susah bersama lah at that point of time. So so if you ask me apa yang kenangan manis yang paling best is actually bertemu jodoh and also friendship lah for me.
Okay, right, Wanji, terima kasih. Okay, apa yang saya ingat dengan Wanji ni, dia dulu antara peniaga. Saya ingat lagi dia bilik dekat DM depan SCP tu DM 4. Okay, dulu lelaki duduk dekat DM 4. Okay, bilik dia hujung single. Orang-orang hebat ni dia duduk bilik single. So saya beli top up dengan Wanji ni. Itu antara pertemuan awal lah antara saya dengan saudara Wanji. Okay, alright. John, boleh ceritakan kenangan manis?
Sorry Wali, sambung sikit. Yang pasal business ni basically nak cerita pasal our batch lah, because masa forensic installation night basically daripada first year lagi we all dah plan our forensic installation night lah. So punyalah bersemangat at the point of time, sampaikan we all bincang kata nak pecahkan tradisi untuk jadikan the first batch yang buat kat Renaissance at the point of time. Jadi we all cari duit daripada first year. Jual kerepek, jual dadih, letak jual roti dekat tangga dekat tangga campus, asrama apa semua, sampaikan masa third year tu we dah cukup duit untuk bawa that event to Renaissance. So we are kumpul almost tak buat kutipan langsung. In fact dengan lecturers pun we all tak minta langsung kutipan at that point of time, sampaikan bagi vest free apa semua because terlalu banyak duit. Kita orang berjaya kumpul dekat rasanya more than 17,000 kot at that point of time. More than 17,000 dalam masa 2 tahun setengah tu dengan hasil jual dadih dan kerepek at that point of time lah. So the whole batch memang dia punya target dia satu lah, sebab nak bawa installation night tu ke Renaissance, and kami berjaya lah. The first batch ever yang berjaya membawa forensic installation night ke Renaissance. Sebab at that point of time Renaissance memang hotel yang paling eksklusif dekat situ. So rasa nak jadikan something yang valuable in our life lah. So that was the reason why. Memorable.
Okay, bagus.
Alright.
Mungkin tahun ni lah kita tak ada forensic installation night kan. Okay, sepatutnya memang setiap tahun kita akan ada forensic installation night. Ikan pelepasan pelajar-pelajar tahun 4 untuk melakukan praktikal di PDRM dan juga Jabatan Kimia Malaysia. Okay, mungkin tahun 1, tahun 2 tak experience lagi lah benda ni. Okay, forensic installation night adalah satunya aktiviti yang paling besar lah yang akan sains forensik anjurkan. Okay, alright. John, Boleh ceritakan sikit kenangan manis ketika berada di kampus selama 4 tahun?
Ya, dalam kenangan manis rasanya banyak jugalah. Tapi yang paling seronok tu it's still dengan kawan-kawan. Ya, masa second year, third year tu memang gila jugalah. Selalu buat aktiviti, selalu setiap malam tu ada meeting sini, meeting sana. Lepas tu second year tu saya presiden untuk Chinese Cultural Night, and then masa third year tu president for the Symphony Orchestra. Ya, yang saya ni ada satu group of friends yang gila sangat juga. Dan cakap saya nak buat aktiviti macam ni. Dia orang cakap boleh kita jadi committee members you. Kita buat bagilah buat biar dia ada impact yang betul-betul. So, rasanya bukan sangat kait dengan academic at all. Masa kita cakap pasal kenangan tu. Masa dekat PDRM, dekat JKM pun masa fourth year buat internship tu, saya juga leader untuk group batch saya. So rasanya seronok lah masa tu yang kita betul-betul interact and then get to know very well with one another. Yang saya rasa yang friendship tu yang it's one of the best memories, I would say.
Okey, betul. Saya pun rasa betul. Tapi orang kata kalau kita tu minimum kita kena bersahabat dengan seseorang tu adalah 5 tahun. So sekiranya kurang daripada 5 tahun, in the future mungkin kita akan kurang berinteraksi dengan kawan kita. Sekiranya kita sempat 5 tahun tu bersama-sama dengan dia akan jadi kawan kita sepanjang hidup kita. Okay, alright. Terima kasih saudara John. Pusingan saya dah tamat. So saya akan kembalikan copong emas saya kepada Dr. Gesh.
Okay, that was very interesting, very santai as I had expected. So what Dr. Wali has already discussed, and the questions raised to Jonathan, to Wanji, as well as Cik Arifin, they had 3. Perjalanan kerjaya sejak graduasi, pendapat berkaitan kerjaya graduan dan sekarang yang akan datang, dan kenangan manis. So sekarang ni saya nak open the floor to questions from the alumni. Looking into the chat, sebelum kita buka Q&A, siapa yang nak bertanya, nanti just let me know in the chat and I will allow you to speak. First question is by Nur Azlina. Macam mana nak apply untuk bekerja di private sector of the forensic field, sebagai contoh the insurance company? So this soalan ditujukan kepada Cik Arifin. Again, I repeat, macam mana nak apply untuk bekerja di private sector for the forensic field? Ada ke tak minimum requirements yang kita kena capai?
Thank you for the question. Macam mana nak apply? You have to do your own research. You have to know apa industri apa yang ada di Malaysia ini, because you have to berpijak di bumi yang nyata, because kalau you nak bekerja di Malaysia, you have to do research in industri apa yang you nak kerja, dan dalam industri itu apa syarikat yang ada. For example, this insurance adjusting company ada banyak di Malaysia. Banyak. Memang banyak. Lepas tu, for example, the private company yang macam approve forensik tu, ada beberapa orang yang di dalam approve forensik dah keluar dan buat company sendiri. So they open up So you have to do your own research. Research boleh di hujung jari, Google, ataupun you can ask around lah. Ask around. Because intelligent people is not knowing everything, tapi you have to know how to find, atau you kena tahu macam mana nak cari semua benda. You have to know how to find everything. Tak semesti you kena tahu semua benda. kan? So you have to ask yourself apa yang you nak, and then do some research in that industry. Memang banyak di Malaysia ni yang memerlukan orang-orang yang macam kita. Second part of the question, minimum requirement. I would say for forensic science degree holder, you don't have to worry about that minimum requirement. You are above par. The moment that you have in your CV, you a graduate of forensic science, automatically mata mereka akan terbuka. So what you need to do next is keep their eyes open and sell yourself. Itu saja. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Encik Arifin. Wanji, perhaps you'd like to add in because you have experience with Sime Derby?
All right. My experience with Sime Derby, because nak ikutkan it is all about rezeki at that point of time. when I applied, the internal auditor punya post, I didn't know that they were actually looking for someone yang ada experience in problem solving and analytical skills apa semua ni, because they were searching for an operational auditor. Walaupun I memang langsung tak ada background in kelapa sawit at the point of time, tapi what they wanted was actually the thinking skills, mungkin daripada orang-orang yang ada so called of diverse background yang berkaitan dengan apa yang cerita tadi, yang berkaitan dengan forensic science ni. So they wanted me at that point of time. Tapi kalau nak ikutkan, sama juga macam apa yang Cik Arifin cerita tadi, we have to know where to find the opportunity, and we have to know what is actually apa yang kita boleh serve to our potential employers. Those are the most important things yang kita kena tahu. Okay, reflect ourselves, apa yang kita kuat dalam bidang apa. Contohnya, okay, if we are good in chemistry, we will know if we are good in chemistry ke, we will know we are good in criminology ke, we are good in biology ke, ataupun we are good in any kinds of things, we will eventually know what we are good at. Jadinya, we try to offer those kind of things to the potential employer. And macam saya cakap tadi, dah berulang kali saya cerita, write that thing in our CV. Kita kena bagi tahu yang kita ni bagus dalam bidang apa. Kita bagus dalam bidang apa, so that the employees will know. They will open their eyes, dia akan tahu, okay, this, walaupun dia tak ada, like for example for first timers, walaupun tak ada experience in kerja apa semua ni, tapi in terms of study, dia bagus dalam bidang ni, in which will help our institution, for example. Alright. And cuma nasihat saya satu pada bakal graduan ni, yang term untuk tidak memilih kerja tu memang sangat betul for our first job. That is very important. Okay, we have to know that for our very first job, memang betul jangan milih kerja. If let's say you have like couple of years of experience, after that, if let's say you nak pilih kerjaya, go on. But for the very first job tu, jangan pilih apa-apa langsung, in which we want to have something our CV yang berkaitan dengan kita punya pengalaman kerjaya. That is very important, so that will be the stepping stone in our life untuk apa yang kita akan buat seterusnya. So for the first job tu jangan pilih kerja, tapi janganlah pilih kerja yang memang tak ada langsung kaitan dengan our knowledge yang kita dah dapat in these 4 years. Alright. At least pilih dan try to go for the interview untuk kerja yang memang ada kaitan sikit pun tak apa dah dengan our knowledge. Dan pada masa yang sama, we try to adopt everything. Kita try to synchronize the pengalaman kerja and also kita punya knowledge yang ada in forensic science ni to go further. Alright, if let's say I can share something, masa dekat approve forensics dulu, memang within 3 or 4 months tu memang banyak pengalaman yang saya gunakan dalam CV saya untuk saya apply kerja dengan Sime Derby at that point of time. Memang banyak lah, walaupun banyak gebang, banyak goreng, so it doesn't matter, tapi benda tu is actually what you have at that point of time. The fundamental is there. Cuma cara nak mencantikkan cerita dalam CV ni, kita boleh try to macam Cik Arifin kata, try to Google apa semua, and how to best present your CV. Alright. If let's say kalau katakanlah through Dr. Gashina, I can actually share my CV to all of you guys and on how we actually write our CV, and I'm willing to do so through Dr. Gashina. If let's say kalau ada yang berminat lah, I can email my CV to you guys so that you can see how does it look like. I'm willing to share, inshallah. All right.
If I'm mistaken, Wanji, I did can help you make your CV lagi cantik sikit lah, bahasa dia,
Betul.
susunan bahasa dia. If not
Betul,
mistaken.
exactly, yes.
So this is something where it's a mutual win-win between pencara and students as well. I have that benefit, that advantage of having I'm somewhat like, bukan nak hebat sangat mana pun lah, but my English is good. So I can make sure that the language, for example, some people will say mereka ada pengalaman jual makanan di KFC. Tak sedap lah bunyi macam tu. You know, you make it something else. It's like, for example, it's actually the same thing, but you bahasakan diri you sebagai someone higher up. For example,
Example KFC tu the same like what I got 10 years ago. Example KFC tu sama with what I got 10 years ago from you.
Yeah, so it's fine. It's just that sometimes bila mereka you put there, okay, bekerja di KFC sebagai food preparation, it's like tak dapat enggak. So if you have that sort of problems, yeah, by all means, seek out your previous lecturers who can make the words better and present yourself better. Because yeah, you got to sell yourself in that instance lah kalau dapat kerja. So I'd like to ask Jonathan, although you don't have the experience of working in a private sector like Wanji and Arifin, nonetheless, you're able to break the ceiling in the sense that it's not the first assigned field. How was it possible that the lab that you're working in, this is the guy and what with me? Perhaps you can share with us your experience.
I think what made me choose this lab is the one of the big reason was my PI, which is my supervising lecturer. She's very I didn't, even though I did not present my FYP in front of her, she remembered my topic. She only read it on paper. She was like, I did the sex determination with Dr. Linda, and then with that she remembered me. So that is what really makes me pick this lab. And in another reason, in another aspect, is that we are actually working with organs. We are looking for ways for organ transplantation, which is a field that I'm really interested in. So I think the most important reason is that you pick a field or you pick a subject that you really like. You have to know, like what the previous I think one of them they mentioned, you need to know what you like. You need to work on your strengths. You need to know what interests you the most. I think that is the most important thing. I cannot work in a lab which is not of my interest, and I still have to come to the lab every day. I think that is very torturing. Yeah, so the main thing is that know what is your interest. And then even though I'm not from the field of biology, yes, it's difficult in the first place, but I need to have a lot of meetings, a lot of discussions with my lecturer, and then I understand what are the things that I must understand, and I know that I'm really interested in. One of the things that I'm really proud is that I'm actually working now with CRISPR-Cas9 system, which I think, if you do not know, this topic has just won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry for the year 2020. So we're actually really at the cutting edge of the science. In the cutting edge of science, it's really fascinating when we think about it.
Wonderful. So you see, our alumni here and our existing forensic science students think outside the box. So there's another question here, although time is of an essence, tak banyak masa lagi ni. This is question from Teh. He. I'm not sure, sorry about your gender. I'm not sure. Thank you for sharing. Soalan saya kepada abang-abang yang handpicked by organizations, how did you appeal to your interviewers? any recommendations on how fresh graduates should be writing their CV and emails? I think that second question, Wanji already mentioned. Do you think fresh graduates are not getting called for interviews because of subpar writing skills? That one possibly J. Arifin dengan Wanji perhaps can answer briefly, please. So either one. Either one can.
I think to answer the question, you have to really understand what these 4 years of forensic science have taught us. The take back message is dia ajar kita macam mana nak articulate our thoughts. Apa yang kita fikir, macam mana kita nak bercakap apa yang kita fikir. We have to articulate lah. We have to articulate. You have to sell yourself. We have that skill yang kita boleh describe some things yang kalau that the person in front of us hearing it for the first time, dia boleh faham. So you have that. You have that. You already have that. It's just a matter of macam mana you nak guna apa yang you ada to appeal to your interviewers. That's it. That's the soft skill. Soft skill tu dia akan datang when you join other extracurricular activities. Alright, Wanji?
Right. I'm interested in the question of in terms of subpar writing skills ni. Because okay, we have to understand writing skills ni is actually a part of learning. Sampaikan mana-mana experts pun kadang-kadang if let's say they join in any new organizations ataupun in new environment, working environment ataupun study environment, we have different sets of different writing skills. Okay, contohnya kalau kita nak publish dekat jurnal mana-mana pun, okay, this journal dia punya requirement is like this journal requirement is like this, and we have to be experienced to get that. Okay, kalau katakanlah macam kita tersilap pun tak apa, because they will be many of the seniors yang akan bantu kita later on. Cuma if let's say we are actually focusing on subpar writing skills ni, we don't have to be worried about that sebenarnya. Because kalau katakan okay, the first impression of the employers ni to pick dia punya new employee, the first writing skill yang dia tengok is actually on the CV itself. Betul tak? And cara kita macam mana kita approach dia through email. Alright? Okay, if let's say you can get those things on the right track, and I tell you insyaAllah you akan boleh di handpick juga, tak ada masalah. Okay? Like for example macam I ulang balik tadi in terms of CV writing skills and also email writing skills ni, ada banyak yang positif. If let's say you go on Google, memang terlalu banyak samples yang dia boleh bagi apa semua, and try to improve on that first, because those two on the CV and also email writing skills ni untuk minta kerja ni, those two are the first things yang bakal employee akan tengok, and try to polish on that one first, and don't worry on any kinds of different writing skills, nak apa contohnya for report writing ke apa semua tu, because you will eventually learn after you dah join that company. Alright, so you have to worry on the CV and also the email writing skills first, polish that one, and then just try your luck. Yang berkaitan dengan report ke apa semua tu, don't worry at first, because benda tu it will gain some kind of experience later on. Alright.
Okay, thank you Wanji. Ada Saziana kata kat sini, kenangan manis dia adalah kenangan pasar malam di Kebun Krian. Rahim says, adik dia Mr. Wanji, your batch bawa kami ke pantai untuk hari interaksi. Thank you dear seniors. Saziana pun kata sama, best kenangan di situ. Any other questions? Siapa yang nak tanya? Okay, question to Johnson. Sorry. Hayati Abu Hassan. Question to Jonathan. Does that give you advantage from not a pure background biology in your studies now? by not being a pure biology background? Does it help you now?
No, it didn't because obviously it's not gonna help if I just learn how to extract DNA back in my degree time. So of course I did a lot of reading when I came over here. I discussed with my lecturer what should I read up upon, what reviews paper I need to look at, what are the most current issues that our lab or my PR is interested in, and then we work from there. And then I learned that what I'm most interested in is the immunology part of the organ transplantation. As we know that after transplantation, there is some acute rejection, and then how are we going to overcome that for future medicinal purposes? Yeah, that's where I found my interest, and then currently I'm just working on the thymus. Yes,
But your experience in forensic science and undertaking the biological aspects course that's taught in USM, has that prepared you
Yes.
for the research that you do now?
Yes, definitely. Like I said earlier on just now, that the skills that we learned during the our forensic science was how are we going to take evidence, because we are taking evidence in terms of forensic evidence, criminal evidence, and over here in the biology lab we are taking biological evidence to say that yes, this happened. So it's actually very closely related. I'm also looking at evidence on what are the phenotypes that occur, what are the sicknesses or the diseases that occur, what are the evidence that show. It's all about evidence collection, and how are we going to link all the dots together, join the dots, and to come up with a summary and say that yes, this case is how it is. This crime has happened because 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, thank you for that penerangan, Jonathan. I'm opening to the floor. Siapa yang nak tanya soalan? Anyone? Jangan malu-malu ya nak cakap dengan senior ni.
Kalau tak ada, saya ada pesanan satu.
Boleh.
Saya grad tahun 2011, saya tanya Prof. Nazmi sebab dia antara salah satu dekan kita sekarang ni adalah pencetus kepada penubuhan program sains forensik ni. Okay, saya tanya dia sebenarnya apa yang dia harapkan daripada graduan sains forensik. So harapan dia sebagai seorang pencetus program sains forensik. Jadi dia kata harapan dia adalah untuk graduan mana-mana pun sekali, apa-apa program sekalipun, adalah untuk bersedia untuk belajar lagi. Bukannya terus untuk menjadi seorang expert di dalam bidang sains forensik. Dia kata sebagai contoh, doktor perubatan, selepas dia belajar 5 pakar doktor perubatan, tidak, dia perlu housemanship, lepas tu so dia bukan pakar. Selepas habis belajar, kita bukan pakar. Kita perlu bersedia untuk belajar lagi dalam bidang-bidang yang kita akan ceburi nanti. So mungkin kita ada satu mindset, apabila kita keluar, kita adalah seorang pakar sains forensik. Bukan, kita adalah seorang pelajar sains forensik yang bersedia untuk belajar lebih lagi di medan pekerjaan akan datang. Okay, itu sedikit kata-kata daripada Prof. Azmi sendiri yang saya masih ingat lagi.
Thank you very much for that. So sebenarnya kita pun dah sampai ke penghujung sebab dah after 5:30. So demikianlah tadi perkongsian daripada Alumni Forensic Science. Thank you very much Encik Arifin, Wanji and Jonathan for their time and willingness to share the information. Thank you very much. Thank you also to the alumni and existing students who are still here until the end. I hope and we hope, me and Dr. Wali hope that you have some information and this gives you motivation to further your studies or mencuburi bidang-bidang masing-masing to become useful, helpful members of the public from a forensic science background. So itu saja daripada kami. Thank you very much for your time. Majlis dengan segala hormatnya, sampailah ke penghujung.
Okay,
Thank you.
terima kasih semua. Assalamualaikum semua.
Terima kasih semua.
Kita jumpa lagi next time.
InsyaAllah. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.
InsyaAllah.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Right, thank you for the
Thank
opportunity.
you.
Bye.
Nak
Reach out lah, reach out.
boleh ke macam
Kalau apa-apa reach out.
kita
Next time we can have another one. InsyaAllah we have another one.
Guys, boleh ke macam kita buat takat gambar?
Oh yes.
Kita
Ambil gambar, people don't go away. Ambil gambar sekejap.
boleh tak on video untuk kita takat gambar beramai-ramai?
Kena stop share dulu lah. Okay.
Oh, hi, Dr.
Okay,
Hilmi.
Happy Friday.
Jangan keluar lagi.
Jangan keluar lagi. People ambil gambar. Ambil gambar dulu ramai-ramai.
Ambil gambar dulu.
Thank you Wali for reminding me. I forgot.
Okay, kalau
Because
boleh
it's
semua
santai-santai. Gambar semua orang.
video.
Ambil gambar semua orang.
Alright, thank you. Nampak ke tak ni? I no idea what I'm seeing.
Saya tak ada
Okay, tak
webcam.
kisahlah kat mana pun.
Tak ada webcam, sorry. Tak ada dia kata apa. I know, Bel, Arif, Amira, please, let's have a picture. Farhana.
Okay.
Who's Rin?
Alright, korang memang sporting. Semua memang sporting.
Alright, jap. Lupa nak beritahu satu lagi. If let's say sesiapa yang berminat nak try to go into this kind of forensic accounting thing, maybe boleh get my contacts from Dr. Wali. If let's say sesiapa yang berminat lah to try some kind of new experience, different experience in forensic accounting and more to like financial criminology ni, boleh
Cool.
contact saya terus. Alright, boleh contact saya terus. InsyaAllah apa yang saya tahu saya akan cuba share lah personally, alright?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, and
Thank you,
also feel
Wali.
free. So and also feel free to give out my contact, Dr. Gash. And tomorrow I'm also having another webinar, which I will be representing my current university to introduce my university to students from other parts of the world.
Oh, cool. So any of you guys here are interested in the pathway that Jonathan is taking, please do join him as well, yeah? Maybe you can share it on the alumni group. Anif,
Yes.
I don't see you. Bel, nak ambil gambar ni. Siapa nak betulkan tudung no? Saya pun nak betulkan tudung.
Ramai juga.
Okay,
Mudah-mudahan
saya nak ambil
boleh.
gambar.
Rasa tua.
Okay, 1, 2. Help me. Suddenly you disappeared. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I put in the PowerPoint.
So kita ada berapa page ni sebenarnya?
Sekejap, satu-satu. Sedikit, bawa satu lapis. Show print screen. Sekejap. Why is it not doing it? Hold on. Sekejap, people. Yeah, hold on. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I'm going to the next page. Okay, next page, people.
Next page ni tak kan?
Faiza, Farah, Nirwana, Liana, Nurul Farhani, Shabil, Nur Laili Azwa. May I see your pictures, please? Kavi. So I'll call out your name. Anis Nur Shazwani, Bel, Faiza, Farah, Fatin, Huzrin, Jolin, Kavi Lashini, Liana, Nirwana, Nur Laili, Nur Fazira, Nur Shazana, Nurul Farahani, Nurul Shafika, sorry, mispronounce your name, Pai Kunko, Shabil. Please, can I have your pictures? Sekejap. Okay, taking photo. 1, 2, 3. Okay, sekejap ya. Okay, so that's the second page. Okay, ni kita pages share. Saya rasa ada yang dah balik dapur.
Ini salah satu
Group foto kira kan?
grup foto. Amazing sangat.
It's a good turnout. Thank you very much. Okay, I can let you guys go now. Once again, thank you. We will have a second series. So, siapa bagi nama dulu dekat Dr. Wali, dia pun akan join macam ni. Looking forward to hear more information from you guys. Okay, bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye
Bro.
semua.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi